talking like you're fighting for your humanity.
Because I...
No, you're fighting to prove it. But at least you've got control. More than most I've seen in your position. Let me ask you something. Not as an agent.
Then ask it honestly.
Are you still human? Or are you choosing to be?
You think there's a difference?
Yeah, I do. Because still human suggests it's something you have. Something intact. Something that hasn't been taken from you. Choosing to be, that's different. That's something you're actively holding together.
Will you kill me anyway? A gut saying, we pull the trigger anytime now, if I slip.
Let's not jump into conclusions already, all right? I've seen people who were technically alive, still thinking, still moving, but whatever made them them was gone. And I've seen people who lost almost everything and still held on to something that mattered. Even to people like you. I've had worst.
To you, humanity isn't physical.
Not even close.
Not memory either, from the sound of it.
Memory helps, but it's not reliable. It can be altered, erased, twisted. If that's all it takes, then anyone can use their humanity without even knowing it.
Then what is it? Because if it's not the body, and it's not the mind, you're narrowing it down to something harder to define.
Yeah, that's the problem, I think. It's pattern. Not what you are once, but what you keep choosing over and over again, especially when it's difficult. I've been in situations where people had minutes before they turned, sometimes less. You can see it in their eyes when it starts slipping. Some of them panic, some of them beg, and some of them make a decision. I've seen people ask me to end it before they hurt anyone. I've seen others try to hold on long enough to get someone else to safety. That's not instinct, that's choice, right at the edge of losing everything. So when I say it's pattern, I mean those moments add up. They tell you who someone is, even when everything else is falling apart.
I get that. I really do. But the difference is, those people you're talking about, they're at the end of something. Whatever they are, it's about to be over. One decision and it's done. For me, it doesn't end. It resets every time. I don't get one moment where I decide who I am. I get dragged through it again and again. The visions, the impulses, the things that don't feel like they belong to me, they don't stop. So when I make the right choice, it's not a conclusion. It's temporary, and I already know I'm going to have to fight it again later. You talk about pattern like it's something you build over time. For me, it feels like something that's constantly being erased and rewritten. So the question becomes, if I have to rebuild that pattern every single time, if I'm never allowed to just be stable, does that still count the same way?
Yeah, it does. Because the alternative is that it doesn't count at all. Yeah, and that doesn't hold up. But you're right. Most people don't have to deal with what you're dealing with. They don't have something inside them actively pushing back every time they try to do the right thing. But I've seen what happens when people decide that's an excuse instead of a reason to try harder. That's when things actually fall apart. You're not being reset. You're being tested. Over and over again, yeah. But that doesn't erase what you did before. It reinforces it. Every time you choose the same direction, despite all that pressure, that pattern gets stronger, even if it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel stronger. It feels fragile. Like one mistake outweighs everything that came before it.
That part's true. One mistake can cost a lot. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. But that's not unique to you. That's just higher stakes. I've made calls that got people killed. Not because I lost control, but because I made the wrong judgment. You don't get to reset that either. You carry it, and then you make the next call anyway.
So your pattern isn't clean either?
Not even close. Difference is, I don't have something inside me trying to take the wheel. You do.
Exactly. So when I hold that line, it's not just a decision, it's resistance. Every time.
Then that line means more when you hold it.
So, from your perspective, the fact that it's harder doesn't make me less human.
No. It just means you don't get to take it for granted.
I never did.